All right, we are live. Okay, turn that up just in case. I don't know if that's going to affect my sound or not. But hi there, YouTube. Of course, I am Sapper Woody, and I am on my way to school right now. And of course, I have my trusty companion with me here in the back, Caddy Bree. And she's being a good girl. But yeah, so I'm not going to have a very long live show today, but because I don't have a lot to talk about, honestly, and my voice is a little off today, so I'm not going to strain it. But yeah, what I'm going to talk about today is actually updates. All right, now I'm going to talk about software updates specifically, and something that drives me nuts about them. Okay. Now, obviously, we live in a world of technology right now. I mean, it's insane, all the technology around us. I'm using so much technology right now just to be speaking to you. Just for my face to get to your computer or your phone or whatever you're watching this on. It's a lot of technology. We've got the phone itself, because I'm recording on a phone. We've got the camera on the phone, which the camera on the phone is a higher definition than most digital cameras 10 years ago. And it's amazing. I mean, that little, even the front camera, which usually is a lot lower definition, is still crazy high definition. You can make high def videos with your phone now. Then we've got, but that's the technology in the phone. Then we've got the ability of the phone to communicate with the internet. That's okay. A lot of you probably don't remember a time. Well, I don't know. I don't know what my average viewer age is, but I'm sure there's viewers out there that don't remember a time before cell phones. I remember, and I'm not even that old. That's the crazy thing. I'm not that old. I will be 35 at the end of this year. And I remember when I knew somebody who had a car phone, had a phone in their car. And I thought that was absolutely amazing that there was a phone in a car. I was like, he can talk to anybody, anywhere. That was incredible, and it blew my mind. I remember when we got our first cordless phone, where we could talk anywhere in the house. Because we didn't have a cord on the phone. But yeah, that car phone, it had a box with it that literally took up, like, his entire center console was about the size, in two-dimensional values, was about the size of a seat in a car. And we thought it was amazing, a portable phone. But so we've got the ability to talk to the internet. Then you've got the ability to get on the internet and bring it to yourself. All this technology. That's the point I'm getting at. I'm not going to explain the technology because, I don't know, it's magic. No, I understand a little bit of it, but that's not my deal. I'm not going to explain how all that works. I just want to point out that we have technology everywhere. Now, I communicate a lot. Okay. Of course, everybody communicates a lot. We all talk every day. I believe that on average, women say like 6,000 or 7,000 words a day, and guys say like 5,000 words a day, something like that. Well, I tell you what, I am way above the average for men. I help bring our average up, especially with these live shows. I probably use my daily allotment in these live shows. I don't know. I mean, just so far my guess, and if somebody wants to go count this, that would be amazing. But my guess is I've probably said about 1,500 to 2,000 words, something along those lines already. That's just a guess. But anyway, we all communicate a lot. But we communicate digitally a lot as well. We text. We, things like that. And personally, I communicate with the program Discord and Skype a lot, a whole lot. I've got 4 different channels that four different groups that I'm a part of in a Discord. Several groups in Skype. Mostly it's for gaming, different gaming groups, different games, things like that. But so that's I communicate a whole lot, and Discord's been great. Discord has been amazing. But it seems like Skype is constantly coming out with updates that make it worse and worse. Now, when software is upgraded, for some reason, and I don't know why this is, and I'm not talking about Skype specifically right now. For some reason, the developers usually decide we want to make this totally different. And they take away that familiarity. And, I mean, your buttons look different. And see, now here's the thing. You might not notice the update functionally. But if your buttons are different, you're going to notice. If your icons are different, you're going to notice. And what happens is, now, I'm not really going to get into the psychology of it too much because I am not a psychology major. But have you ever noticed how people hate the new updates? For whatever. The latest Windows, don't get it. Use the last version. You know, the latest update for whatever. Pretty much, there's going to be people that said, "Oh, I had an update and it broke everything." Well, and I don't know why there's this disconnect, and designers don't realize this. But an update can be better in every way, shape, or form. But if they make it look and feel different, people are not going to like it. Because we like our familiarity. We love the comfort of the familiar. And so when an update comes out, we automatically don't like it if it changed anything that we notice. You know, it's like, okay, well, this button used to be a circle, now it's a square. I don't like this update. And then literally, that you might not say those words, but that is how your mind works. This is different, I don't like it. Because we get comfortable with familiarity. And I don't know why software developers have that disconnect. Why they don't realize, hey, this is a much better update, but let's leave the interface as is because people like this interface. Now here's the sad thing. Even if the interface is easier to use and better, if it looks different, people will be resistant to it. Again, because of that familiarity, because of that comfort, people will want what they know. But recently, going back to Skype now, I communicate a lot through Skype, and I'm actually getting away from Skype, and there's a good reason for that. Skype is, you don't need it. You do not need Skype. Skype is overshadowed. Discord can do everything that's... Okay, I'm going to make a caveat here. With one exception, Discord can do everything that Skype can do and do it better. Now, there is one huge exception there. And that exception is Skype can actually be a telephone service. Discord cannot. Discord cannot be a telephone service. Telephones can actually call a phone number that is a Skype phone number and have your phone ring and use that as a telephone service. Many years ago, this was, yikes. How long ago was this? 11, 12, 13 years ago? I was part of a business, and that was who their phone company was Skype. They actually got a physical phone in their office that had a phone number. People could dial this phone number, and it went through Skype and they paid a monthly fee for this phone. Now, the thing about it was, back then there was still such thing as long distance calls, and using Skype negated that. That was the advantage of using Skype. But now here's the thing: this day and age, no one needs a Skype phone number. I went from knowing several people in between 10 to 15 years ago who used Skype as a phone to knowing nobody who uses Skype as a phone. And so yeah. Now, Discord does not have that functionality, but everybody's got a cell phone. In fact, I use Discord on my cell phone. And so Skype actually asked me to rate them. No, they didn't really. They asked me to rate them, but when I got in, all it said was, out of scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend Skype to a friend? And this is gonna sound mean, but I gave them a 3. And I was honest with them. I said, I used to love Skype, used it for so much, but now Discord does everything Skype can do and does it better. That's exactly what I told them. And one of the deal breakers for me, I didn't mind using Skype because it still worked well. Well, it's got a lot of issues. It really does. But let's go over some of this. And I didn't mean for this entire episode to be a rant against Skype, but I've got Skype on my phone and on my computer. Last night, I got a message from somebody on Skype, and I did not see the message until 2 hours later because it popped up on my phone and not on my computer, and I wasn't looking at my phone because I was on the computer. It wasn't until I looked at my phone that I realized, oh, I got a message from somebody. And that happens all the time. Not every time, but all the time. And when that happens, I have to close Skype on my computer and reopen it so that I can start getting messages on the computer again as well. I don't know the issue here, but they won't go to both of them sometimes. A huge thing is I share conversations a lot back and forth. I will talk to one person, then I will copy a portion of that conversation, and then I will give that to another person and say, this is exactly what was said. Kind of like, this call may be monitored for quality assurance. But I do that a lot. Be like, hey, this is hilarious. This is the conversation we had, and I'll highlight a conversation, and then I'll copy it and I'll paste it to another person. Well, with the Skype update for Windows 10, you can no longer do that. You can only highlight one single message. That is it. And when I found this out, that was a deal breaker for me. And I know that doesn't seem like a huge deal, but when you do it as often as I do, it is a huge deal. And that was a deal breaker. I said, no, I don't like Skype anymore. I already preferred Discord, but now I am getting close to being anti-Skype. There's just no reason to have Skype around. So I was already on 3 gaming groups on Discord. One of them's kind of dead, but I was part of another gaming group that we were on Skype, and someone else mentioned, hey, maybe we should look at shifting over to Discord. And immediately I was like, yep, we got to do it. Let's do it. And so we did. And now the Skype chat that we had is deleted because we are on Discord. And on Discord, it's not just a chat. We've got a voice channel. We've got there we go. We've got different text channels. Instead of just having one chat for this gaming group, I've got different channels for different topics and for different people. The 3 leaders of this gaming group have their own channel that no one else can go into, and we can discuss whatever we want and we don't want everybody else to hear. And so I mean, it's amazing. I took 3 different channels that I had in Skype, 3 different chats that I had in Skype, and put them all into one little clickable deal on Discord. We can just click back and forth very easily. And yeah, it's so much better. And then there's a voice chat. You can just click. See, the thing about Discord is it's basically taken over, in my opinion. This is opinion now. It's basically taken over the gamers' communication. I know some people still prefer TeamSpeak. I don't think anybody prefers Ventrilo anymore. I don't know. Maybe some people do. But not anybody that I know. There's Curse Client. Well, I'm sorry, that became Twitch chat, I think, actually. There's no such thing as Curse Client anymore. It was actually bought by Twitch. And so it's actually Twitch chat. And that one's okay. The great thing about that is it can do like a chat overlay based on your game. It can automatically throw you in parties based on your game. So that one's actually got its own little niche, but only for a few games. League of Legends, for instance. If you've got this chat running in the background, it will automatically throw you into a voice chat with your party if they've got it running as well. So that one I can still see being used. But for non-randoms, Discord has everything you need. It really does. It's got your voice chat. It's got your text chat. It's got private messages. And so, yeah, it's got everything you need to communicate with your clan or your guild or your club, whatever game you happen to be playing, and whatever you call it. But anyway, yeah, this was not intended to be an anti-Skype rant. It just kind of went that way. I was actually going to be talking more about the updates and how there's that disconnect between developers and consumers, but it kind of went into a certain direction. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. I've been talking for about 20 minutes, and my guess is I've completely and totally used my daily allotment of words in this 20-minute rant. So, yeah, somebody do me a favor. Go back over the past 20 minutes, count every single word I've said, and tell me how many I did. That would be hilarious. That would be amazing. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave you here. And if you've liked what you've seen here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm Sapper Woody, and it's been fun.